New at 10, students at a Colorado flight school saying that they paid thousands in tuition, but never received the training promised, and then the school suddenly closed its doors. Pulse 7 investigator Kelly Raybon in the newsroom tonight asking, where did the money go?
Mike, TYJ Global, formerly known as Rotors of the Rockies, was the top flight school in Colorado for a decade. But many of its students say instead of learning to fly, they were left in the dust. Gliding over the mile-high city.
Forget about the two, just keep that angle going. Oh, okay.
Derek Langyer doing what he thought was impossible.
I really wanted to fly.
Nice approach, dude. Looking good.
Piloting a helicopter after a snowboarding accident left him paralyzed. His dream come true thanks to a program called Return Flight, a nonprofit launched by flight school TYJ Global to provide disabled veterans and paraplegics like Langyer a chance to fly.
Return Flight kind of offered that opportunity, made it seem like, okay, they're going to try to come up with money to help me get through the training.
All he needed was a specially designed $10,000 heli leg.
It's pneumatically controlled.
So Langyer packed up and moved from California to Colorado.
Moved out here and just kind of went for it.
For Eva Cameron, it was love at first flight.
It was incredible. I was like, yeah, that's it. I mean, this is it. This is what I need to do.
After 4 years of saving, she signed up to train with TYJ. 50 hours of flight lessons cost about $20,000 up front.
$20,000, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it was worth it to me. I mean, this is my life. It was worth it to me. This is my dream.
But those dreams stalled for both students.
One by one, the instructors started leaving, and then they started losing helicopters, and then it was like, okay, something's really happening here.
Everybody was telling me, try to get your money back and run while you can.
Dozens of other students say they also paid for flight time up front.
A lot of people were obviously taken advantage of, and a lot of people lost a lot of money.
Langyer lost his $10,000, never receiving what he paid for.
I never even got a working heli leg finished for me.
After flying only 5 of those 50 hours she paid for, Cameron realized she would never complete her training at TYJ either.
The $20,000 that I gave to Gina, that's gone. That money is gone. I don't have it. She doesn't have it. It's gone. I have no education.
Gina is Regina Fiola, the owner and administrator of TYJ and Return Flight. Students say their attempts to reach her nearly impossible.
It took me maybe 30 times to finally get a hold of her, like 30 phone calls.
The Call 7 investigators also reached out repeatedly to Fiola. She even agreed to an interview, but when the time came, she didn't show.
How much did you lose?
Well, you know, if I stick that on top, I made about $39,000 all told.
Stuart McQuillan was Fiola's business partner.
I found out that Gina had actually been using my credit card numbers to get money and to pay bills.
And that's not all. When Langyer paid for his heli leg, he thought the $10,000 was going to Return Flight. But records show Rotors of the Rockies, TYJ's previous name, processed the payment instead.
My parents looked at their credit card statement and it went straight to TYJ, so who knows where that money went to.
I don't know where it's gone. It didn't go to Return Flight.
But Langyer believes McQuillan should have known.
I mean, they were always together, always having meetings, always talking with each other. So it's hard for me to really say like that he was completely oblivious to what was going on.
Some people watching this may say, how did you not know what was going on?
While Gina was very much the office side and the money. And so I had, you know, I didn't see a need to question, I believe, to be honest.
Cameron doubts she'll ever find out where the money really went, but she suspects the only person who knows for sure is Fiola.
She probably had a lot of debt at that time and probably all bundled up at the same time, and she was probably looking for ways how to get money.
While Cameron says she'll find a way to keep flying, Langyer is moving on.
Time keeps moving. I'm getting older. I really want a career. I really want to, you know, do something with my life.
Leaving flight school with a lesson he didn't expect to learn.
I'm sure there's plenty to learn from this situation, and that will benefit me in the future, but I mean, it still is disappointing. I'm sure it's disappointing for a lot of people.
Several students tell us they filed complaints with the Attorney General's office. We've also learned the state of Colorado has opened a separate securities investigation over allegations of investment fraud. Live in the newsroom, I'm Call 7 investigator Kelly Raybon.